Alright, the first thing we need to do is we need to review writing equations of lines. Now, lines are written in slope-intercept form, which is y equals m times x plus b. If we were to graph this and take a look, the two most important things are m, which represents the slope. Okay? Let's let the slope equal 1. Alright, if the slope equals 1, okay, slope is rise over run, for every 1 unit we rise, we also run 1 unit. As that increases, the line gets steeper. For example, if we were to make the slope 2, for every 2 we rise, we run 1, because 2 can be written as 2 over 1, rise over run. B, the y-intercept, is the other thing that we have to find. Right now, the y-intercept is 1. But again, as that or down the y-axis. Okay? So those are the two things that we have to find. Now the y and the x, they represent every xy ordered pair on this line. Now, the other thing we need to talk about, when the slope becomes negative, the line flips and starts going downhill. The more negative it becomes, I guess we could say, again, the steeper it becomes. Okay, so now that we know we have to find the slope, m, and the y-intercept, b, we're going to write it in the form y equals mx plus b. Let's work an example. So let's say we wanted to write the equation of the line that passes through the points 3, -5, and -1, 9. Alright, we have to find the slope, and we have to find the y-intercept. The way we find the slope of a line given 2 points is the slope formula. The slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, again, slope is rise over run. Rise is up and down, the y-axis is up and down. Run left to right, the x-axis runs left to right. When labeling these points, we can call this 3x1 or we can call -1x1. Once we name or label one of these points as being x1, that determines the rest. Then -5 must be y1, -1 must be x2, and 9 must be y2. Now we take these values, substitute them into the equation. So the slope equals y2 is 9, minus y1 is a -5, minus a negative is going to become plus, over x2 minus x1. So we have 9 plus 5 is 14, over a -4, we always want to reduce. So what we get when we reduce is a -7/2. Now we are going to be able to check this to make sure we've done this correctly. But before we do that, we have to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is represented by the variable b. There are a couple ways you can do it. You can use point-slope form, which we haven't discussed, or you can use slope-intercept form, which we have. So we'll just stick with that for the time being. So slope-intercept, because this form, you see the slope and the y-intercept. All you do is you plug in an x and y ordered pair that you have, the slope, and then you're left with your only unknown being the y-intercept. So let's say, for example, we wanted to use the first. Now let's say the second ordered pair. The y-coordinate that we have of the ordered pair is 9 equals the slope, which is a -7/2, times the x-coordinate, which is -1, plus the y-intercept b. So therefore 9 equals a +7/2 plus b. In order to isolate b, so solve for the y-intercept, okay, we subtract the 7/2. Now, a -7/2 is a -3.5. So if you have 9 minus 3.5, what you end up with is 5.5, okay, or, in this case, 11/2. Now, fluid math prefers improper fractions. If you have any trouble converting these in your calculator, doing them in your head, please just let me know. Okay, so what we have found is that the equation of the line that passes through these 2 points has a slope of a -7/2 and a y-intercept of 11/2. Now here's how we're going to check this. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to write this equation. y equals a negative 7 halves x plus 11 halves. Okay, we're going to graph this line, we're going to graph these 2 points, and we're going to make sure these 2 points are on this line. The way that we do that is we come over to our math function, which is clicked in the top left corner. Now your handwriting has to be fairly decent. I'm going to graph the point 3, negative 5 by swooping, which I didn't do very well. Okay, so there's that point. I'm going to graph the point negative 1, 9 on the same graph. Okay, so there we have our points. And then I'm going to graph the line y equals a negative 7 halves. Didn't read my negative. Still hasn't. Negative 7 halves x plus 11 halves. Alright, I'm having a little bit of trouble. It's alright. Okay, there we go. Plus 11 halves. Now when we graph that, what we see is a line that passes through those 2 points. So we know for a fact that we have found the equation of this line correctly. And that's how you're going to do the next 2 examples.